Hi guys, Robin46 here. Welcome to part 2 of the 5,000 subscribers Q&A celebration. If you don't see your questions in this video, then be sure to check out part 1 if you haven't already, because I've answered a load of questions in that one. And whilst this is happening, you've got some MXGP3 first person racing going on. And don't worry, it's nothing from career, it's just some quick races I decided to do. So let's get on with it. Beats Bingo asks, what are your favourite MotoGP games and what do you think the best combination of all MotoGP games so far? I don't really understand the second part of the question, but my favourite MotoGP game so far, that's quite a tough one. I mean, I love MotoGP Ultimate Racing technology and when Climax were making MotoGP games, because you could kind of customise your bike as much as you wanted, like colour wise. So you could like put shapes, you could kind of try and make a replica of something and stuff like that, which I thought was really good. It would be nice to see that come back in. My favourite MotoGP game, I really don't know, because there have been some really good ones and there have also been some absolute crap ones like MotoGP 09/10 and 10/11. They were fucking awful. So I don't think I really have a best MotoGP game. That's because I think that pretty much every year that it gets improved. So yeah, it's hard to tell, because looking back at some of the handling of some compared to now, I would struggle to play them. But yeah, so I can't really answer that until like MotoGP 17 comes out, because I'll probably say that. And best combination of all MotoGP games so far, I don't really know what you're asking here. I don't know if you're asking like the best bits of all the MotoGP games. Like, if that's what you're asking, that's what I'm going to answer. Like I said, the customization of your bike itself from MotoGP Ultimate Racing technology, the other ones that Climax made, so you can like make your own personal colour schemes. You can do your best to try and do replicas and that. I think that combined with the customization we've got now would be really good. I know that we can kind of do our colour schemes now, but back in the day you could like take it to the next level and really create some like awesome designs. So with the customization you got now, with like getting sponsors and that, and obviously customizing your own rider, that would be something good to do as a combination. And the fact that when you went onto an online lobby, if you weren't in the race, you could spectate the race and actually watch a racing rather than just watching dots going around the map like you do now. So those two things from those games I like to see in current games. I'd actually like to see a rider editor from Ride and Tourist Trophy come into MotoGP, because you only get preset ones and it would be nice to just create your own one just like you can in Ride and Ride 2 and Tourist Trophy. So that would be something to put into it. Also, online replays I'd love to see added to MotoGP games, just because obviously when you do videos and that, it'd make it like a lot more interesting, because you could get so many more camera angles. I don't think that's really answered the question you were asking, but yeah, there you go. Jordan Mills asks, what are you looking forward to most in MotoGP 17? I'm actually looking forward to the managerial career, just because it's something different. And it's going to be quite nice to manage your own team whilst also riding for it. And also I'm looking forward to the new actual feeling of the game with 60 frames per second and the sound of the game as well. Lewis Parker asks, best bike of 2017, favourite bike, favourite road bike, favourite track bike. Okay, best bike of 2017 and favourite bike, Suzuki GSX-R 1000. Favourite road bike, same. Favourite track bike, I don't know, I'll go for a MotoGP bike, go for the Yamaha M1. I know it's only a prototype, but yeah, there we go. Zach Larson asked, 5k or no 5k, either is cool. We do have, actually we've got over 5k now. Have you done any track days yourself? If so, which tracks and on what bikes? I've only done a track day at Silverstone, and that was actually in a car. That was in a Nissan Nismo GTR, which was fucking a lot of fun. Never driven a car like that before, and it was just so much fun, so much grip, so much power. But I would like to do a track day on a bike. I watched my dad do a track day on his Ducati 1098. Can't remember where he done it though. I think it was actually at Castle Coombe. I'm pretty sure it was anyway. The name rings a bell. Michael Finnegan asks, who's your favourite rider in MotoGP? Valentino Rossi. A load of you have been asking, will you be doing a face reveal for Q&A? Nope. It's not really something I've kind of thought about too much about doing. I'm quite happy with the way I do things at the moment. But never say never. I may do one at some point. Haven't quite decided yet. Austin Oginski asks, if you could only travel once more in your life for 1 week, where would you visit? Who would you bring with you? Well, that's a tough one. I've always wanted to go to Tokyo in Japan, so I guess I would go there if I could only travel one more time, because then at least I could say that I've been there. And who would I take with you? I'd take my girlfriend. But if it's like famous people, I would love to just like hang out with Rossi somewhere, because I think that would be a lot of fun. Brian Moulton asks, do you ride a bike in real life? If you do, what do you ride? Yamaha RD400. Not rideable at the moment, but it is getting there. All Gamer Program asks, hey, I just joined this channel and I like it so far. Thank you very much. Welcome to the channel. I'd like to ask if you ride dirt bikes in real life. I do not ride dirt bikes at the moment. Corey Polomka, apologies. Do you watch any motor vloggers? If so, who are your favourites? I only really watch one motor vlogger just because I find him like really fun and really funny, and that is Riding with Tom. I love his videos. I love the fact that he does like, he goes to some tracks and stuff. He'll talk about bikes. He always test rides different bikes, and I just find him hilarious as well, just some of the stuff he comes out with. So yeah, Moto Stegosaurus, that's a brilliant name. Are you interested in any other sports or disciplines other than motorcycles? I love rallying, despite the fact that I'm terrible at rally games. I don't really follow it as much as what I used to, but I did used to watch WRC loads when I was a bit younger, and actually went to Rally Finland and Rally Wales as well. So I do love rallying. I mean, my first experience with going to rally was at Finland, and we decided stupidly to stand on the outside of a corner and just got coated in gravel. I also like rally cross, just because that is a lot of fun to watch. Formula 1, I don't mind, but I don't really follow it religiously, just because I do find that it does get a bit boring. I know that people will probably hate me for saying that, but like, it pretty much all comes down to pit stops. I would love it if they made the F1 races shorter so that the cars didn't have to pit stop. They would have to look after their tyres a lot more, and just done a race without having to worry about pit stops, and then the fastest driver wins, rather than having to worry about, oh, pit stop and I gotta open the gate, I'll slow down and try and come out on track, then oh no, my pit crew fucked up and didn't put the wheel on properly and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that would make it more interesting. I'm not saying I hate F1, because I do like it. I have enjoyed watching some races, but yeah, it's not my most favourite. Formula E is quite interesting to watch as well, just because you get some really close racing. It's quite interesting as well because they're not allowed to use 100% of their charge, otherwise they get penalised. So they kind of have to be careful, and they can't push 100% all of the time, just because they have to keep their charge amount in the green. Danny Foggin asks, Robbo, what are all the types of motorbike racing you are into? Mainly track. I do like road racing as well, so like Isle of Man TT, Northwest 200, stuff like that. I do love watching them, just because how fucking insane road racing is and how dangerous it is, and like watching onboard cams of like the Isle of Man TT and that, like how close they get to the walls, and like at Macau as well when they like scrape their shoulders along the Armco barriers and stuff. It's insane to watch road racing. Obviously I love track racing, British Superbikes, World Superbikes, MotoGP. I love all the support classes as well, because I think really if you're watching stuff like that, I don't like it when people just like going to Silverstone and stuff and seeing people just turn up for the MotoGP race and go home again. I think one, you're not actually getting your money's worth just for one race. Two, you're not really kind of investing your time in MotoGP, because watching the lower classes, you're kind of seeing the future of the sport. So you know, you kind of need to watch the lower classes to see who's coming through, to see who's going to end up in MotoGP. And not only that, the lower classes a lot of the time give you so much better racing than like the top classes. At Moto3 this well, the past few years have been absolutely insane. Mugello this weekend just gone was fucking insane, and the lower classes, they do provide some great racing, and like if you go to races and you want to get your money's worth, I would suggest staying and watching all the racing, just because you'll probably end up enjoying the support classes more than the top class. But sometimes that isn't the case. Sometimes you will enjoy obviously the top class the best, but you do get some great racing at the smaller classes. Dizzy Druid asks, what is your real life job? My real life job, I am actually a chef. Probably not what any of you were expecting, but yeah, that's my job. I'm a chef. Danny Grieve, will you ever consider getting a PS4 so you can race with the rest of your subscribers? There's so much that I'm actually saving up for at the moment, but PS4 is not one of them. I mean, I've got other priorities in life that come first, and I'm really happy with the Xbox One. I don't like the PlayStation controllers. I never really have liked the PlayStation controllers, so I don't know about getting a PS4, but never say never. Obviously it would be nice to race with a load of you on PS4, because I know that a lot of you are on PS4, but saying that, there are a lot of you on PC as well, and my laptop can't even run fucking GP bikes very well, so it would struggle with top end games. So I don't know, never say never, but at this moment in time I am just sticking with the Xbox, just because that's what I've got, that's what I prefer. I much prefer the controller on it, and that's what I most feel comfortable on. So next question from USC ARP, I don't know. Are you going to start motovlogging? Maybe one day I will. It would be something that I would probably enjoy doing. So yeah, let's see what the future brings. The Demon Knight asks, have you got any tips for manual gears on Ride and MotoGP? It pretty much comes down to practice, that's all I can say. The best thing to do is to learn a track. Learn a track first, if you're using semi-automatic gears, then learn a track with semi-automatic gears. Then switch to manual gears, so at least you'll know your way around it. And just kind of experiment going into corners. A lot of corners you will find second gear is your best bet. You don't really want to be going into first in many corners at all, only very tight corners. But if you have a decent second gear setup, then you won't even need it. Yeah, a lot of the slower corners I would use second gear. And yeah, just experiment with it. If you don't like the combination of the buttons to go up and down the gears, then you can always reconfigure that in the settings. So it pretty much all comes down to you, and just putting the time into practice. That's pretty much all I can say. If you need to use the ideal trajectory line just to get your breaker markers correct, then so be it, and then you can maybe experiment with that turned off as well. But that's pretty much the best advice I can give to anyone who's going to start out using manual gears. It's just practice. Learn a track and practice. You will be surprised by how much quicker you can go using manual gears. And once you got your gears sorted, you'll be surprised at how little effort you actually have to put in, because it does become kind of second nature going into a corner. You don't even have to look at the gear indicator to see what gears you're in. You can kind of figure out just remembering what gear you're in and stuff like that. But it does become easier the more and more practice you do. Ben Botev asks, oh, first of all, happy 5k, Robbo, thank you very much. When are you finally going to do a face reveal? And are you looking forward to the further features on MotoGP 17? When am I finally going to do a face reveal? I'm going to do it on the 32nd of February. Joking. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. And are you looking forward to further features in MotoGP 17? Yes, of course I am. I'm looking forward to MotoGP 17 in general. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing what that's like when it comes out. Aidan Martin asks, this is relating to MXGP3, will you try 2 strokes? If so, please do a KTM. The next MXGP3 career video that I'm doing, I believe, is 2-stroke related. Unfortunately, it's not a KTM, but it is 2-stroke, so look out for that. Oscar Piekarski asks, are you going to switch the first-person cam in MXGP3? Possibly. I'm still kind of getting to grips with the game itself. I do need to do a lot of practice with first person camera, just because it's quite, well, it's going to take a bit of getting used to, put it that way, compared to things like Ride, where it's quite smooth and that. Obviously with the bike moving a hell of a lot more in MXGP3, I kind of have to get used to that motion and stuff like that. So yeah, I will eventually go to first person camera, but not sure yet. The R46 asks, will you do a league of MXGP3? I haven't really thought about it. I think I've kind of put my efforts into doing, the next league will be MotoGP 17, so maybe not on MXGP3, I'm not entirely sure. Lewis Bassindale asks, favourite MotoGP game, and would you do a retro series with the old Capcom games, as they don't work for me? Favourite MotoGP, we've kind of already discussed that, so I won't go into that, but would I do a retro series? I would actually like to do a retro series of previous MotoGP games, whether we're talking like really retro, or just a few years ago, but it would be something that I would like to do. But obviously at the moment I'm kind of concentrating on the current games, so one day, yes, I would like to do retro games as well. And our final question is a fantastic question. It is from, apologise again for mispronouncing your name, I'm terrible at this, Apogeo Menos. Oh, he said I can call him George, okay, because his name is difficult to pronounce in English. Thank you, George. So this is from George. What is your favourite console that you remember as a kid? Also, what was your first one? My first console wasn't actually what I bought, it was my dad's console. It was the SNES, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. That was the first console that I played on. I was also a PC gamer back in the day, believe it or not. That's what I used to play Doom on, and other first-person shooters on the PC. But yeah, the SNES was my first console gaming experience, and I loved it. Some of the games were fucking rock hard. But my favourite console over everything was probably the one I probably had the most fun with and have the best memories of, and that was the Nintendo 64. The N64 was an awesome console. I know the controller was a bit funny, but you know, the games on it were so good. I remember when I was little just having so much fun playing loads of games on the N64, like Super Mario 64, then Zelda Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, GoldenEye, Mario Kart. I used to like playing Snowboard Kids as well. You had 1080. We got an import of Excite Bike as well on the N64. I think that came from somewhere like Australia or something. I can't remember any more N64 games, that's bad. We got loads in the attic somewhere. I might have to dig through them sometime and replay some just for some nostalgia. But yeah, that is probably my favourite console, the N64. So, well, that is it, guys. That concludes our Q&A session. Thank you to everyone who actually asked questions. There may have been some that I left out just because they were very similar to others. I've really enjoyed doing this. Again, a huge thank you for the 5,000 subscribers and the over 2 million views as well. I couldn't do this without you guys. I really appreciate it. Who knows, we'll do another Q&A very soon as well. But yeah, that is it from me, guys. Next goal, 10,000 subscribers. But yeah, again, thank you so much for all the support. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to leave it a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more content. I shall see you guys in the next video. See you!